Jian had been sick with a cold and hadn't gone to school for 3 days. Nobita and Sunio were actually pretty happy about it. Without Jian at school, everything was much more peaceful, and everyone secretly hoped he would stay home for a few more days. But just as they were enjoying the peace, Jian suddenly showed up. His cold was almost gone, and even though he was still coughing a little, he decided to return to school. The moment Sunio saw him, he immediately started flattering him. He told Jian that everyone had been lonely without him and that the whole class was looking forward to seeing him again. Jian loved hearing that. Nobita went home and complained to Doraemon that Sunio was nothing but a flatterer. Doraemon agreed and said that's simply the way Sunio was. But then Sunio suddenly appeared at their house. This time, Sunio needed Doraemon's help. There was one thing he absolutely couldn't let Jian see, his notebook. Inside it were drawings of Jian with insults written all over them, calling him stupid and an idiot. Whenever Jian made Sunio angry, Sunio would draw ugly pictures of him in his notebook. And there was another problem. He had drawn everything with a permanent pen, so the drawings couldn't be erased. That's why he came to Doraemon for help. But Nobita refused to let Doraemon help him. Nobita and Doraemon decided to help Sunio remove the embarrassing drawings, but they wanted something in return. Nobita wanted to borrow Sunio's manga collection, and Doraemon wanted an autograph from Mayan, the famous pop star. Sunio had no choice but to agree. Doraemon then pulled out a strange gadget called the universal cleaner. It looked like a tiny vacuum cleaner, but instead of sucking up dust, it could suck up drawings. Doraemon told Sunio to bring all of his notebooks. Sunio had drawn Jian in all kinds of ridiculous ways just to vent his anger. Inside the drawings, Jian looked completely pathetic. Doraemon switched on the universal cleaner and started sucking up the drawings. In seconds, every notebook was completely clean. Sunio was finally saved. Now Nobita and Doraemon wanted their rewards. But Sunio hesitated for a moment. Then he simply said, "See you later," and ran away. Unfortunately for him, Jian was already waiting outside his house, and he was angry. Sunio quickly handed over all of his class notes and told Jian he could borrow them. Jian was thrilled. As a reward, he decided to become Sunio's bodyguard. Sunio was delighted until Haruo showed up. Haruo angrily confronted Sunio about cheating during a game of rock paper scissors earlier. But before he could even finish explaining, Jian punched him. Haruo went home crying. Jian then declared that anyone who was Sunio's enemy was now his enemy too. Seeing how powerful his new protector was, Sunio continued flattering Jian. He even gave Jian some money. Jian had always wanted to read a certain manga, so he agreed to protect Sunio for an entire month. Then Sunio gave him Mayan's autograph too. That completely won Jian over. Jian now considered Sunio his best friend and told him that if he ever needed anything, he only had to ask. Sunio walked away and secretly laughed at how easy it was to fool Jian. At least now he had someone powerful protecting him. But then Nobita called Sunio. He wanted to come over and collect the manga and autograph. Sunio told him that Jian had already taken them. If Nobita wanted them back, he could go and ask Jian himself. Nobita was furious. He told Sunio that if he had known this would happen, he never would have helped him. Meanwhile, Doraemon had another idea. He decided to restore Sunio's embarrassing drawings. Remember the capsule where Doraemon had stored all the drawings? They could actually be restored very easily. Nobita and Doraemon soon found Jian. But the notebooks were in Jian's hands, so they couldn't simply take them back. That's when Doraemon pulled out another gadget, the time stopper. As the name suggests, it could stop time. Everyone around them froze, but Nobita and Doraemon could still move. Doraemon opened all the notebooks and pressed the restoration button on the universal cleaner. Instantly, every single drawing returned to the notebooks. Then Nobita came up with another idea. They could suck the contents out of the manga too. Doraemon did exactly that. He even sucked Mayan's autograph away. Then he activated the time stopper again, allowing everything to return to normal. Soon, Jian went back home. He decided to read his manga before studying. But when he opened it, every single page was completely blank.